Bro, my dragon mount is like twice the size of a horse. I feel like they could put one of these, like they could change the color. So they could, this is red, obviously, and they could make like white and black and green and blue. And aren't we getting, for the Dragon Lord, aren't we getting dragon wings? And they said that they're blue. I really hope that they give us the ability to pick our color. Because I would, if I could pick the color, I would pick black, and then I would have like the black wings. Since I am with acid as my damage, I'm a black dragon, right? So that's what I would pick. Thematically, either black or white. Like, I like the frost effect of white, but it's total flavor. It doesn't matter, right? I can force the mobs to take my damage. But for a cosmetic, it would be really cool if I could pick the color. So this is the first dragon mount. Maybe they'll add in a bunch of different colored ones. That would be really cool. But I still think that it should have like a fear aura around it. I mean, I know that is impractical, but I really think that these monsters out here should take one look at me and run. Right? They shouldn't run towards me and attack. I'm riding a fucking dragon, man. The other thing, too, is if they introduce Githyanki, I think because we're riding around on dragons, that they should be more likely to want to be friendly with us, right? Like, it should make the Githyanki like you more. I'm really hoping, though, that they give us Githyanki as a playable race at some point. I think it'd be really cool. I wasn't a huge fan of them in Baldur's Gate 3, but I do like them. I liked what they did more with the drow in Baldur's Gate 3. I liked that they had the different types of drow, and that you got like a wider variety of class ability, like race class abilities that you could use as a drow. So. All right, here we go. Now, because I don't want to waste time, I'm doing this on R1, just because this is a slightly higher level, and it has the possibility to just be a nuisance if we got like a bad set of RNG with a Reaper at the end. And there's a lot of steps through this one, so I wouldn't want to like go through and fail, especially since I don't have any cakes. Like, gibbers won't cut it in here. There's only one shrine, and it's on like a level that would be really difficult for me to get to. Where is the room? Is it right here? Yes.
The chamber has been ruined beyond repair. The once glowing symbol of Erie sits lifeless at its center.
I do hope that they introduce, though, with the Myth-Tranor expansion, I hope they give us some more of, like, the Forgotten Realms deities from, for clerics to do, your, you know, the domain stuff where you pick a cleric or a deity. Like, it would be really cool if we could get, you know, like Selûne. I don't think we have her right now. There's a bunch of them that they had in Baldur's Gate 3. So this is down, up, up, down. Okay. And we can get Shar, right? Can we take Shar? Level 13. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things like I want the XP boost from doing the saga. Normally though, yeah, I am doing this very underleveled. But I'm trying to get... I did Ravenloft, and I got that Saga XP, so now this basically is the next one in line. And then after, once I hit level 15, I'll go over to Sharn. There are other quests that I could do, certainly. Like, I could go and do... those level 12s in the, Lord March Plaza. Yeah, these are CR 18s, so. But you can get like a big boost in XP by turning in a saga, so. I technically could probably do the Ravenloft saga again, but I'm not that kind of a leveler. Like, I don't... A lot of people will run like a bunch of quests over and over and over. I don't like to do that. Usually I just like to do a one and done, so. I think it's also sort of interesting for like live stream content to do stuff that is not what a normal player would like do when they're TRing, in the sense like I'm way under level for this, and so I did the first one on R4, right? Like it was super hard. I died once, but I like to sort of like stretch the limit of what the Dragon Lord can do, because it's super strong. Like it is really, really strong. I think I can bell this. I think, yeah, I will. I'm gonna bell it.
Door with an intricate locking mechanism bars any further. The great door opens to reveal some kind of control room. Filled with the doors to the control room fly shut. A bone-chilling cackle echoes.
Okay, here's my trance. Here's my speed boost. This is a CR 21, so.
The warden falls back into lifeless
Okay, and it was down, up, up, down, right?
of his magic fading from the room. As the valve locks into place, the barrier to the central chamber vanishes. 8 receptors cover the walls of the large central chamber.
Okay, we've got the orb. So I'm going to have to use a buddy. I am neutral, so I can't do the first room there. It's lawful, and if you do it on hardcore, you should be aware if you pick the wrong answer, you can die. So usually I skip it on hardcore. Okay, Froggo, you think you can handle this really simple job of pulling a lever and not dying?
Is marked by the symbol of and the smell of decay.
All right, here's Death Ward. That way we're safe, and now we'll have him activate this.
The portal to the plane of Dola opens. All at once, dust rises from the floor.
Oh, I see the Plague Reaper. He thinks he's hiding out with all of his Wraith buddies, but he's right here. Okay, we color sprayed him. Let me get this Plague Reaper dead, and then I'll deal with the rest of it. Hey, they're taking way reduced damage, so... Alright, there's a roar. Got them all. I mean, see, that's super strong. These are CR 25s, and I was able to stun them, right? Okay, and here's the boss. We blinded him. Maybe. Oh, he got tripped. And he's dead. Sorry, dude.
The orbs at the back of the room are no longer engaged.
And heal scroll. I love that they made it that the healing goes back to normal once all the mobs are dead. I think that's really cool change. Okay, Frago. Got another job for you, buddy. You did a good job on the first one.
The symbol for the plane of Fernia is seared into this chamber, and every surface is covered as the plane of Fernia becomes coterminous with our
All right, color spray.
flames engulf the walls, and lava flows from the portal.
There's a roar. Frago died. Of course he died. Frago, you're fired. You know, Mephits are one of my least favorite mob in DDO, and it's not because they're a bad monster, it's just because they've been like the go-to monster since this game came out. Like, there have been Mephits everywhere, and I don't ever remember running into a Mephit playing pen and paper, so it's kind of like kobolds. Like, DDO is overrun with kobolds, and I don't think I ever really fought kobolds. Usually we fought like goblins and stuff, right? I have res scrolls. Let's see if I can get one to work. Alright, dude. You just have to stay right here and pull this lever.
The chamber marked by the symbol of Lamania.
And no bullshit.
Dead vines.
Alright, there we go.
As the portal connecting the maternal plane to Lamania moss and shrub quickly engulf the room around.
Nice. Alright, I've got to get these earth ellies so they don't earth grab me. So there's one. Here's a roar at that one. Alright, he's dead. Alright, and then I want this air ellie, because the air ellies can throw you into the force field and kill you. You have to be careful about that. See, he just threw me into the wall behind me. So I want to try to stay really far away from that force field. I've seen people on hardcore die to that. Like, they just got punted right into that force field and died.
The trees wither and disappear as the twilight forest recedes. The orbs and the receptors cease their sparkling.
Okay, Frago survived. That's a win. Okay, we ignore them. This is the vampire, right? I think.
The symbol of Maybar marks this chamber. The dim light within as the plane of Maybar opens and darkness surrounds you.
Alright, I'm going to color spray to try to blind them all. Oh, it actually stunned them. That's great. That's super strong. I mean, how sexy is that, right? Not sure where the boss is. Can I color spray him? No. Can I roar? Yeah, we got him. And we tripped him. He had a bad day. Not as bad a day as Frago, though. Frago's dead again. Frago, you're fired. Yeah. Alright, we're really gonna fire him this time. We're gonna use Illyri. Illyri we got from the intro, like the starter friend bundle. They used to offer it. I don't know if they still offer it. I recommend you get it though if they do offer it. It used to be super cheap. It was like $9 or something like that. And it gave you a bunch of stuff, but one of them was this permanent level 3 gold seal contract for a cleric. So that, you know, I can use that all the time. So she's great to have as like a pocket because she does these divine vitalities, but she can also pull a lever. I mean, she's only level 3, so she's super weak, but
fills this chamber with an icy hue.
we just need somebody to pull the door.
A sharp, lingering chill.
She's telling me that the receptor's blocked. All right, so give me this. Okay, here we go.
As the portal to Rizia opens, a rhyme of thoughts.
Okay, I'm going to color spray. And roar. Alright, great. See if I can trip him. I did. Guess what? More methods.
Returns to your fingers as the final creature falls. The orbs no longer power the planar cell.
D. Illyri did great. She didn't die. Like Froggo, right? She's got a bit of a brain. Froggo's brain is missing. As the old saying goes, if brains were dynamite, Froggo wouldn't have enough to blow his nose.
The chamber marked by the symbol of the Shavarath has the faint...
Do I even want to do this fight? I don't think so. 5, 6, that's enough. Yeah, alright, come on, Illyri. We're not going to do that. That's the Demon Queen. Yeah, well, you know what's funny about that line? Is I didn't make that up. I got that line when I was in like 3rd grade. The math teacher used to say that to my friend, you know, because my friend would not, he wasn't good at math. So the teacher actually used to say that to him. I don't think teachers can say that kind of stuff anymore in schools, but back then that's... He also used to say to my friend's name was Anthony, not only that he didn't have brains enough to blow his nose, but if like Anthony was talking to somebody behind him, the teacher used to say, "Please turn around, Anthony, you're scaring the other children." That guy probably shouldn't have been a teacher. I mean, I have taught math in my life. Like, I taught math 4th grade all the way up to 12th grade, right? We used to do pre-calculus and trig and stuff, and I never said anything like that to my students. But
almost imperceptibly, a fragment of Dale...
okay, so we want Illyri to pull this lever, so I basically unfocus. I don't want anything focused when I do this. And now I'm going to have her order it to interact with whatever she's near. And hopefully she pulls the lever. There, she did it. So, I mean, even though the hirelings and DDO are stupid, they can do stuff like that. And so we don't need her anymore, so we can dismiss her. Alright, so now we just need to make sure that we have Death Ward. And there's my trance. Okay. Okay, speed boost. I'm gonna try to burn this dude down really fast. Not gonna worry about any of the other mobs because they all vanish as soon as he's dead. Except for the ones that trip me and do chaos damage. There's a color spray just so the Basrikas don't trip me. Almost got him. Okay, that's great. Alright, and I go over this every time because I've seen people die to this on hardcore, so we'll talk about it for a second before we pick this up. Now, I don't understand why these guys aren't phasing out. Like, everything is dead. Really? I have to kill all this shit? Sorry about that. Fire pillar. Yeah, I'm really not sure why they didn't disappear. Okay, so if you're on Hardcore League and you do this quest, you're in a pug and you're with people, you don't want to touch anything on the ground because the orb, if you touch it twice, the first time it's okay, the second time it'll kill you, right? So how can you tell if it's safe to touch? Well, you tell if it's safe to touch by looking at the message for the quest right here. When it's safe to touch, it will say explore the area for anything of value. Now, as long as it just says that, it's safe to touch this orb. Once somebody touches it, this will change. So I'm going to touch it. And now it says report back to Nimbus. So if you're on hardcore and now you see it now says report back, if you touch that, you die. And if you're on Hardcore League, you have to start over again, right? So you don't want to accidentally die to something stupid like that. Yet I see people do it all the time. So that's the easiest way to tell. Just look and see what the quest thing says. If it says report back, you're not safe to touch it. And people will try to troll you, right? And ask you to pick it up. Things like that. I mean, you just have to be smart. Probably shouldn't listen to people in pugs anyway, right? Like, I don't know how many of you guys play hardcore, but if you're watching my content, you probably have tried it. I'm still super sad that they didn't give us a season this year. But, I mean, I'm excited about Myth Draenor, so I'm just focusing on that. And we're supposed to get another sort of event later in the year, so hopefully that's something that's enjoyable. This year we're going to stick with R1 as well, because some of these casters at the end, that end fight can be super annoying.
We have become wicked and worthless. This world would be better off.
Cavernous tunnels converge with ancient ruins. Crystals guard the wall.
I'll tell you something though, I haven't really talked about this. So, for the Year of the Dragon, they're giving us login rewards, and I think this month was you log in and your reward is you got any expansion. So like on my free-to-play account, my alts, so I have two accounts, I was able to log in and get Isle of Dread for free on that account. But on this account, because I already purchased all of the expansions, they gave me an elixir of discovery, which basically I think it lasts for an hour and it's 10%. And I just thought like, wow, that is so different in the quality level. Like getting an entire expansion like Isle of Dread was super awesome, and getting an elixir of discovery for an hour was super lame. Like, because like I've said before, I've run around with the VIP Salt Marsh 15%. It lasts for 3 hours and I literally got nothing. Like, I know it increases your odds, but you're still at the whim of an RNG system. You still may not get anything. It's not a guarantee. Whereas the Isle of Dread or the Feywild, or if you haven't claimed that yet, by the way, I would highly recommend, like, if you don't own the Feywild, that should be the one that you claim, because the gear is so great and the quests are really fun. The second one that I would get if you had the Feywild and you didn't have Isle of Dread would be Isle of Dread, just because the dinosaur weapon crafting system that they have is so strong. The artifacts that they have, the dinosaur artifacts, are so strong. So those would be the two that I would recommend. Obviously, all of the content is good, like Ravenloft and Salt Marsh and Vecna is all really cool, but it's a really interesting thing. So I was kind of very disappointed that on my main account, I kind of was hoping, well, like, wouldn't it make sense to give me a token to claim for when the next expansion comes out? Right? Like, wouldn't that be better. I don't know. That would have been really cool if they told people who had already purchased all of the expansions that as a Year of the Dragon, that trap usually kills me, but it didn't kill me that time. That I got a token and I'll just get Myth Tranor when it comes out. Now, obviously, it's not going to give me, like, the super collector edition. It'll just, you know, would unlock the basic edition for me, right? And then if I wanted to upgrade it, I could upgrade it. But I think that would be a little bit better than an Elixir of Discovery. You know, unless it was, like, a super special Elixir of Discovery that gave me, like, an extra 50% to find a piece of named gear. Or what they do is just make it like so they give you the ability to get the raid token, so you can just pick a piece of raid gear. Like they did that in the past with Raider reward boxes. They gave us these boxes where you could pick a piece of raid gear. Similar to what they did for the anniversary. So like my Quiver of Alacrity I got from like the anniversary event, and then I went and upgraded it because I had the materials. So I've never actually pulled one from the raid. I've done the raid and tried to pull one, but I never actually got one. So it was nice to be able to get one, finally. And that was a few years ago that they did that, so... If you don't know what that is, the Quiver is basically, it's a, it gives you ranged alacrity, but the reason you want it is for striding 30. You can equip it at level 1, you know, like, so you have striding 30 at level 1. So it's really worth getting a Quiver of Alacrity if you don't have one. And, there's a bunch of other, like, old raid items like that that are pretty cool. At some point, I probably should do like a tier list for that kind of stuff too. But there's so much new gear that's good. You know, a lot of that old raid stuff is not really worth hunting. Okay, these dudes, that dude in the middle has a lot of hit points, so... Did we trip the dog before it could trip us? Yeah, R1 is a lot easier. I forget if I'm on the side with the optional, or if this is the side I need to go to. Okay, there's a Reaper. I'm hoping that these get me to level 14. There's so many monsters. Okay. Where is this dude? He's right there. Okay. There's a roar. Okay, we tripped him. That dude is lighting me on fire, exhausting me, and giving me some sort of crazy STD. Right? Is it it is an STD, right? Officially, like a spell transmitted disease. Is that what they call it? Okay, we'll get rid of the exhaustion. All right, now I do the other side. The other side, we only have to do one thing. This is a huge trap. If we open that, it will impale us. I think you should get a special title if you do that. You should be the impaled. You know, but we don't have titles really in GDO. It would be cool if they added them. The complete opposite of Lord of the Rings Online. Lord of the Rings Online, I have probably on Mary over there, I have like 4,000 titles. Like, there's just titles for everything. There's hundreds of mounts. There's thousands of titles. Yeah, it's too bad that they didn't implement some of the same systems in this game that they gave us in that game. Because Lord of the Rings Online still does some things better than any other MMO. Like, maybe with the exception of World of Warcraft, I think the Lord of the Rings Online events are, like, the best. I know World of Warcraft has some really cool events, so probably up there with them, but when you consider the, you know, the events that we have over here, like, if you were to do a side-by-side comparison of Lord of the Rings Online and Dungeons & Dragons Online, they get, like, way better stuff. Their anniversary event's going on right now, I think, still. And it's just, like, really cool. I've done some of it. I didn't live stream any of it because I don't really live stream that game, but they just need to basically take a page out of what they've done over there and implement it over here, because they've done some really good stuff over there. We got horses from Lord of the Rings Online. Like, we used to not have horses, and then they used the, pretty sure they reused the code. Bro, are you serious? You're gonna heal? That's it. I'm gonna throw a dagger at his face. Oh, Axe. Hey, I just got raided. Or maybe I'm getting raided. Yes. Well, if we already got raided, welcome raiders. If we are getting raided, then we will welcome the new people. And hope that they had a good stream. Hope they had fun with Axel. Not sure what they were up to. I don't think I have a hot take on any of the content that we talked about. I think it's pretty... I think I'm pretty, like, you know, based on all of the stuff. Like, some of the VIP stuff is really underwhelming. Some of it could have been done better. Some of it's really cool, though. Alright, this is the shit room right here. This is where the whole quest will go to hell. Quickly. Alright, I'm gonna trance. And swing my sword, I hope. That's a champ up there. Can I get rid of that? Okay, and then we'll get rid of that. There's two champs. Hey, welcome raiders. Hope everybody's doing well. Wow, did you see that crit? I just hit that dude for almost 200 with a throwing dagger. CR 17, I'm level 13. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun. Thanks for the raid, Axel. Appreciate it. Not sure what you guys were up to, but I'm sure it was a good time. I'm still doing my human lives, like I'm working my second of 3 human lives on my Dragon Lord. Demonstrating how OP they are by doing content way over our level. Although we have died horribly once. And we talked about a bunch of stuff earlier. We talked about the VIP rewards. We talked about the new Astral Coffer. We talked a bit about, like, expansions and stuff like that, so... I really need to get that lever on so I can go down. Alright, there's just one left. Alright, here we go. So I'm gonna heal up a bit. Okay, speed boost. And we're just gonna try to burn him down as fast as we can. Okay, great. Nice! 32,000. I'm sure it's not me, right? But I just feel like heroic questing is just so much slower than epic questing. I feel like I've been level 13 for like 6 years. So it's a perception thing. It's not true, but it just seems a lot slower. So I prefer epics. I like all the extra power that you get from the epic destinies. I like that system a lot.
We have become wicked and worthless. This world would be better.
But I'm hoping this gets me to level 14. You know what? Since we need XP, we're gonna do this. Rare. This'll just be XP. It's easy.
I do not like this place. I saw a strange ramekin.
We gotta pop the DDO bubbles. The bubble wrap. Right? DDO bubble wrap is breaking boxes. Okay. Oh, good. I made my save versus Filth Fever. AKA Orc Herpes. We're ignoring all of them. Sticking with R1 just because we're way under leveled.
It had a tiger face, full of hatred.
Okay, we'll trance. This is probably one of the harder ones out here just because of the traps and stuff. We should be fine though, because we have our dragon wings, so we can just wing across that trap. Okay, I'm gonna color spray everything at the door. We'll try to funnel it all through this doorway like we're doing 300. Right? Isn't that Leonidas' strategy, just to funnel all the Persian army through that one little tight corridor? think there's a trap on that wall sometimes. So I made a couple of new builds. I put them on the forum. One of them was like a tanky artificer, like a melee artificer for somebody. And I don't usually play artificers, so it was interesting to think about. I do think they're, however, though, the best if you're doing hardcore league. They are like probably the best class that you can play for hardcore because they can trap and they're super tanky. And rune arms, you know, do all sorts of cool effects and damage, and you can do ranged if you want. Like, usually if I were to do one, I would do a melee one with the phase sword, but I did not do that this time. And then another person asked me to make like a tank build, which it's different in DDO than like other MMOs. Tanking, the mechanics are slightly different. So if you were to do like WoW or Star Wars The Old Republic or something like that, the tank role is like very clearly defined, whereas here, you know, it's more like you have to blast your threat and intimidate your armor class and your hit points, but anybody can really do that. It's not like one particular class. Like, technically you could do that with like levels of sorcerer if you wanted to, so it makes it a little bit more challenging. But it's funny, in other games usually I play a tank, but I don't really do much tanking in DDO. Like Star Wars, I pretty much exclusively tank over there. Which I plan to make a couple of videos about, you know, tanking a couple of the nightmare bosses to get gear over there. I just haven't done it yet. Never tanked in Elder Scrolls Online, so I don't know much about that. Alright, we're getting close to that trap. So, I don't know if they changed this quest, but she used to make a lot more noise. Like, somebody please help me. She used to say it a lot more than they say it now. I think they, like, toned it down. I don't know if anybody else has been playing a long time has the same memory of this quest that I do, but I just remember her just constantly shouting. These Jaroliths can trip us, so we have to be careful. Although, not really that worried about them individually. Alright, and for this here, this trap has like the spinny blades in the roof. It can kill you. So we're just basically going to Dragon Wing, like straight, like right at the door right there. Which worked. So if we were on Hardcore League, we'd do it exactly the same way and we'd be safe. Yeah, there she is. Please, please save me. Used to just non-stop spam cry for help, and I think they toned her down, like, and made it so that it's only like once or twice now. That is a sexy color spray. We got everybody. Oh, except for the people behind us. So I'm assuming they all came from in here, right? This room should be empty now. Yeah. Okay, trap. Yes. Luckily, though, with 1,000 hit points, we don't really need to worry about traps. I mean, certain traps would have an insta-kill effect, but... if I can give this a nightmare. No, I got knocked down and a Plague Reaper is beating on me. Yeah, we'll use a haste boost for that. So the damage is there, right? Like, considering that I'm only level 13. And this quest is level 15. So we're under-leveled. But we're still dealing out pretty decent damage. And having the 50% displacement is super helpful. You can see all the blurry messages I'm getting. So it just makes it a lot more survivable. It's one of the reasons why I'm in here, like, so under-leveled, because it's just... the Dragon Lord is just so strong. Like, it's so strong, you can just do stuff that you normally wouldn't be able to do. So if you haven't tried it yet, it's super worth playing. Like, they're very, very cool. Even if it's not your style, like, I usually play a caster, so I'm not used to doing melee. But it's still enjoyable. I see you, Fear Reaper. Oh, did I jump? Okay, here we go. Alright, so to avoid the dot and the Fear Reaper, you have to get really close or really far, right? So... we already died once tonight to a Fear Reaper dot, so we don't want to do that again. Yeah, I think when Fear Reapers were first introduced, when Reaper first came out, the dot used to just be like a dungeon-wide effect. So if there was like one Fear Reaper hidden somewhere, the dot would go out. You'd have to find it. used to be so awful. Do I need the shrine? No, I don't need the shrine. Might be a trap right here. And there might be a trap here too. Just gonna jump through it. Screams resonate through the locked door. When in doubt, jump through. Horrific echoes of torture I mean, traps kill more people on Hardcore League than anything else, right? So... but normally it's not the first person who goes through the trap that dies. Normally it's the second person who goes through the trap that dies. The first person triggers it and the second person takes it in the face. What is that? Wisdom damage. Dude. Okay, we got rid of that. Yeah, there is sometimes a trap back there. Oh, man. They gave me another disease. Tiger herpes. Mind fire, a magical disease, causes intelligence damage. Yeah, we're gonna fix that. Okay, sorry. There we go.
Smoke engulfs it. Out steps Lothar the Insect.
Oh, I got neg leveled. I forgot to use Death Ward. Not gonna worry about it. We'll just... Almost 40,000 XP. That should get fixed when I leave. Hopefully. I hope everybody's having a good Friday evening. What you guys are up to.
I once saw
Maybe you're playing
a
DDO.
strange creature carry someone inside here. It had a tiger face.
We're gonna leave before all of the people hiding in these rocks notice us. Yeah, so for those of you who haven't seen it, that's the armor. The Githyanki armor. It looks really cool. I think they did a good job at like making armor that looks similar to what you would have had in Baldur's Gate 3 on a Githyanki. If you played Laziel, her armor was similar to that. Not exact, but I mean, they did a pretty good job. I'm such a huge fan of that game. Like Baldur's Gate 3 was so fun. I'm still kind of playing it too. I'm trying to do a playthrough where you don't die and you earn those special dice, like the gold dice. I forget what the playthrough level is called, but I haven't played it in a little while, but I was working on it. Okay, those are rare. I don't think Control Undead is rare. I might be wrong, though. I don't think so, though. We can always buy it back if it was. Okay, so... Spend my points. Yeah, so we're going... Probably that would be the best. Now we get... Undead is a favorite enemy. And then we get this 25 negative absorb and some PRR and MRR. So we're basically going up this tree to get Celerity and Miststalker 4. For now. I may respec and try Ravager once I get like level 18-ish. Just to see how the damage is, like if it boosts my damage a lot. But for now, while we level up, I'm just going to stay. Because damage isn't an issue, right? Like we were just way under leveled and we were still killing everything really easily. So it's not like... if I were doing maybe like... If I were in a group and I were doing like R4 or higher, maybe I would consider it. Because I would want my DPS to be as high as possible. But just for me, tooling around solo, doing like TR stuff, Reaper 1 to 4, it's my damage is really good already, so.
Where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing. Somewhere in the cold world, here there is no knowing. Hey la, oh la la la. We love if there's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la. We love games. where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing. Hey la, oh la la, we love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Oh la la, hunt no crips is folly. Just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark, so rest in it and embark. We love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la, we love games. Hey la, Mary la, oh la 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 la, oh la la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Hey la, oh la.